Our open level teams are the highest that we offer at Northeast Volleyball Club. These teams were previously known as our ones teams, and this year we've changed the language to better reflect the level that these teams should be playing in their tournaments. The open level teams have a variety of offerings, and we've tried to make this the most robust program in our area to give our athletes every edge that they need in order to make it to the next level of play. Open level athletes will experience 3 days of training here at Northeast Volleyball Club, 2 days of strength and conditioning training, 1 in-person here in our weight room or on the courts, and another virtual session, both run by Upper Deck Fitness. We'll have access to Huddle, access to the BB Mindsetter portal, and we'll also be playing tournaments at the highest level within their own age groups. If you're attending an open or club level tryout, this is the team that you're trying out for. We're planning on holding 1 open level team in every age group for 14 through 18. Our 12s and 13s level will only offer club teams this season. Formerly known as our 2s and 3s teams, this year our club program has made a ton of additions in order to help those athletes achieve their goals of getting to the next level, advancing their game, and growing as much as possible as players. Some of the great things that we've added in for our club program this year include all teams having access to Huddle, all teams receiving strength and conditioning sessions virtually through Upper Deck Fitness, access to the BB Mindsetter portal, and a 3rd day of practice, which will be a Compete Day. Compete Days run on Saturdays, and our ones teams in previous years have participated in these in order to make sure that they're staying fresh when it comes to playing competitions, having plenty of opportunities to play matches, and getting an opportunity to compete against other teams in our program in order to advance our game and test our skills from that week prior. Now, club teams will also have the opportunity to compete on Saturdays in their own Compete Days, and we look forward to watching you guys grow with all of these extra add-ons that we've given to the club program this year.
Great work.
Anything I need to do different?
All right, good evening. My name is Sean Hoyt. I'm a youth director here at Northeast Volleyball Club. I'm also our new lead program director for our regional program. Why did we make this regional program? What we saw was that we were having a lot of interest in the athletes coming to compete here at Northeast and receive our high level training. And we wanted to give them more opportunities to compete at a high level. So who is this program for? This program is for kids who love playing volleyball, but may not have the same commitment level as other athletes. They have school commitments, or they play on another team but they still want to train with volleyball. Our schedule allows for athletes to be really flexible and but still come in and compete at a high level. A regional program is not a new concept to volleyball. There are regional programs all across the state. So why does this regional program set us apart from other clubs? I think what sets our program apart from others is A, our athletes mindsets, and then B is our coaching continuity. Every team will be taught the same fundamental skills at each level. So as they progress through our program, they will have the same structure and concepts on how to do their fundamental skills. It allows athletes to really master the skills over time. I think another major thing that sets us apart is our coaches. And so we've built together a great coaching staff for this regional program that are committed to regional, or they are also assistants for other teams. Our schedule will be on Sundays for everything. Practices will be on Sundays. Our tournaments are also Sunday commits only. We look forward to seeing a lot of you guys at tryouts. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Love it, Caleb. Great work.
Hey guys, I'm Kat Daly-Minyard. I'm one of the founders and the program director here at Northeast Volleyball Club. Now that you've heard a little bit about our 3 different programs, we want to walk you through a comparison so you can look at them side by side. This chart highlights the differences between the programs, including the season length, number of practices per week, the number of tournaments, whether those will be one day, more local, and some multi-day travel events if we're able to do so, as well as our Huddle and UDF offerings, which you'll be hearing more about later. As you can see, pricing varies for each of the programs based on the number of hours you're in the gym, coaching commitments, and other costs.
All right, now that you've heard about all of our programs and seen them compared side by side, let's take a look at every individual team's schedule and find out who's coaching which team this season.
Now that you know a little bit more about our programs and what we'll be offering this year, I want to talk to you a little bit about the past success that we've had as a program in the past 2 seasons. Last year at the Boston Volleyball Festival, one of the largest tournaments in our region with over 700 teams, we had top 8 finishes in 5 of the 8 age groups where we had teams represented in just our 2nd year as a program. We've also seen our athletes have success as they move on to the next level of play. We provide support and guidance for college recruiting for our athletes here at Northeast Volleyball Club. And among our class of 2020, we had 75% of our athletes go on to play in college, including at St. Lawrence University, University of Rochester, Skidmore, and others. In our class of 2021, we have 5 college commitments to date, and a number of other athletes that are going through the recruiting process with our support. This year, we've hired a recruiting coordinator to help support our athletes as they go through this process. Kelsey Armstrong is the Student Athlete Development Coordinator at Sacred Heart University, and she'll be joining our team to help support you guys through the college recruiting process. If you'd like to learn more about our college recruiting process and how we can help, feel free to check out our website or send us an email.
One of the major themes of this year is uncertainty, and when it comes to tournaments, this is no exception. Because most of the major events that we're used to playing in our region have been either postponed or canceled, this season's tournament schedule will look a little bit different than it has in previous years. While major events like the Boston Volleyball Festival and the Rhode Island Rumble are still scheduled to run, they have been pushed to later in the year in April and May. Our teams are currently registered for those events, and we do plan on attending so long as the events do run. In the absence of a normal tournament schedule, we've been working with other clubs in our region and neighboring regions to create a competitive format for our teams to play against each other, even though we don't have a convention center to do it in. This fall, we founded Tri-State Volley, which has 2 levels of play, the Tri-State Championship Series and the Tri-State Club Cup. Both of these levels of play will give our athletes and our teams the ability to compete at a high level against local teams within a safe environment, while we leverage the fact that our club and the other clubs joining us have our own facilities that we can play our matches in. The idea behind the Tri-State Championship Series and the Club Cup is to limit the number of teams and thus athletes in any one space at a time, to create continuity across competitions over the course of the season, and to allow our athletes and teams to feel like this year is still a very competitive and meaningful growth experience for them.
We know that there's a lot of uncertainty this year in the upcoming winter and spring, and thus we've implemented a payment plan that allows for greater flexibility and protects your investment in club volleyball, which we know is a big one. If you head over to our website, click on the Girls Club page and scroll down, you'll find the payment plans with amounts and percentages that will be due throughout the season, as well as our season cancellation policy, which has certain checkpoints throughout the season to ensure that we protect your investment. We know that there's a lot of uncertainty this year. We don't know exactly how things are going to play out, but we are prepared for a variety of scenarios, and we want to ensure that club volleyball isn't too big of a financial burden. With that, we never want finances to be a reason why an athlete can't join us at Northeast Volleyball Club. And so we've added a volunteer bartering policy for our tryouts, which will give parents the opportunity to come work at tryouts, doing the check-in station, uniform sizing, temperature checks, helping us keep the gym safe, while also working in exchange for club tuition credit. If you're interested in that, we'll put together a schedule.